Nonprofits are the heartbeat of our communities, and I'm here to prove it. I'm Erin Hunt, a nonprofit consultant helping grassroots leaders go from formation to funded. This is Roots and Impact, where we spotlight the amazing nonprofits making waves in our country. We'll celebrate their wins, unpack their struggles, and show the real impact they're creating every day. Let's get into it. I wanted to talk to you because you are not a nonprofit. You are leading a literacy initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people think that once they get into the nonprofit space, that or once they start doing work in the community and doing good, that they believe that they have to start a nonprofit. And you don't have to start a nonprofit to help people. So we're going to talk about your literacy initiative and a little bit about you, Brittany.
Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be a part of Roots and Impact and talk about Read and Represent. So that's the name of my initiative, and a lot of it is in the name. Reading, literacy, that's the core of what I want to do. I want kids to really enjoy and foster a love for reading. And once they love reading, all the rest of it comes. So we know the stats. Literacy right now, garbage. Garbage.
Nationally,
nationally.
Or just in Delaware?
So I would say nationally.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. So students are struggling with their ability to read, comprehension, all of those things. In the state of Delaware, we rank like 45 out of 50 states.
46.
46 out of 50 states when it comes to literacy. So we're struggling. I think a lot about our like Black and Brown communities when I have these conversations, because there is a huge difference between the literacy rates between Black and Brown kids and our counterparts.
You know where I think it
What?
stemmed from?
What?
Now, I don't have a background in reading or
Where do you
literacy.
think it came from?
I really feel like it came from No Child Left Behind. Like, if we think about the Bush administration, No Child Left Behind came out. I think I was in like elementary, middle school, right? Because they stopped holding people back.
Yeah.
Now those people are now adults and they're raising kids. So if you were a part of No Child Left Behind and you got passed through all those years and you're now trying to teach your child how to read and you don't have a foundation in basic math, history, English, language, any of those things, like how are you going to teach the kids? Let's talk a little bit about you. Like, why did you want to start? Why do you feel like you wanted to start the initiative?
Read and Represent.
Yeah.
So I am an educator by passion. I taught third grade for a number of years, and then I went back to school and community-based practice. Like I had a community-based practicum, and I was tutoring. And when I was tutoring and all my kids' homework, I was looking at the books they were reading and their reading level. So most people came to me for reading, literacy help, and then when they were sharing their homework, I was like, none of y'all books have representation in it. Like they're assigned to watch different things on YouTube, and a lot of teachers were like, okay, watch this read aloud on YouTube. And then I was like, okay, this read aloud isn't actually helping you become a better reader. Like I think so that's another conversation for another day. I think there's value in having YouTube read alouds and those things, but when we think about actually developing literacy, I don't think that's the best course of action to teach somebody how to read. So when I was looking at those things, I was like, the babies need it. I love literacy. I was a reader growing up, and I think that was like a big difference that put me into just a lot of the opportunities I had. Like I don't think I was like ever the smartest person in the room, but when it came to like reading, doing the research and stuff like that, I think that gave me a competitive edge. So I was just like, all of those things made me want to really, really focus on literacy. Then when you see the scores, and I know that literacy is the root of everything.
Yeah.
So literacy scores are low, math scores are low. Half the reason math scores are low is because students can't read the math questions.
Yeah.
Like, and just it ties into everything. So starting at a young age, which is why I focus on K through 3, starting at a young age, getting them when they're learning to read, when they're learning they're developing a mindset around a love for it, I think is like the greatest like starting point.
I'm trying to get my son into, I have a 12-year-old, a football playing 12-year-old. So his like sit down ability, we're working on it.
Okay.
Because he likes movement, you know, like, and so we do get into, because I understand about summer learning loss. I'm like, he goes to Fame, shout out to Fame.
I was in Fame
too. I'm not no engineer, but I did enjoy it. I did get exposed at an early age. So he's in Fame, and so they teach a lot of that stuff. But then when he comes home, like Fame's over at 3:00.
Yeah.
You gotta do something else besides just getting on the game all the time. So I'm making sure that he gets into reading more and actually finding something that he likes. Like it don't have to be what I want you to read. So what do you think parents can do to help with summer learning loss?
Yeah. So I would say two of the things that you touched on, I want to go back to. So the one thing is access point. Let them start where they like it.
What's
like,
access point?
The access point to reading, like their access point is, it's okay if it's a comic book. It's okay if it's a football book. It's okay. It's like so often like parents want it to look reading to look a certain way, be a certain thing. Allow your child to lead with the access point. Once you got them reading, the rest is going to be easier over time, right? So like once you're like, okay, here's a football book. This one's a chapter book, but it's about your favorite player. This one's a biography, but you're going to learn da-da-da. The next thing you know, they're like, oh, I saw another book I want. You know, and then they develop the skill, because that's the biggest thing we want. And a lot of literacy skills are transferable. So if we have the access points and we have them in literature, then the matter of being able to apply different skills to different texts, maybe they don't want to always do it, but they can do it. And so I think that's a huge thing. My focus is younger kids. So younger,
like how young?
K through 2 is like,
the babies.
Yeah, that's where I started. I taught K through 3. So I taught 3rd grade. I'm certified K through 6. But reading doesn't have to be a sit down perfect activity. So like also I think when you think about summer learning loss and incorporating reading into activity, it doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be like you're quietly reading like in a room. You guys could act the books out if you're reading with your student. They could read some aloud. You could have like words around the house, like, you know, just there are different ways to incorporate literacy reading. You can make them games and do literacy games with your kids. So those are things to think about as well. So also making it fun, and I think joy is a huge like part of Read and Represent intentionally. And I think it should be a huge part of just literacy and learning in general.
Yeah, people should enjoy it. I make them read recipes because it incorporates math. Honey, we be having a whole.
Y'all be making them? Y'all be making the recipes? Okay.
I'm like, what does it say next?
Okay, yeah.
He's like, you always want to do something. I'm like, so today, I don't have no camera up. I'm like, so today, we're going to make. He'd be like,
here
you go.
But we need that. They need that. And later in life, he won't appreciate it. He might not know now. But later in life, all those small things make a big impact.
Yeah. So what's one of your favorite books for little people? I love all these little brown kids. Black Boy Joy.
There are so many favorites. I think it depends on the occasion. So like I feel like certain times of years, I'm like, this is a classic for this time of year or this time of the year.
Now Stacey Abrams, I love her.
Yes, Stacey Remarkable Books. And this one is my book, so I wrote this one.
Did you read? Not Brittany Powell, honey. The Perfect Lunch.
And so in developing this book, I thought about how so often a lot of the books that censor students, Black children, were trauma-based. Like,
look at their hair.
My hair was like this, this one is culture-based. So just thinking.
Not the jerk chicken and rice.
Yes. It's first-generation American student. Her family's from Jamaica, just like me. And just her experience bringing Jamaican food to school. And at the end, everybody loves it because, you know, Jamaican food is bomb.
Yes. And I love Jamaica. That's my favorite place to read.
Yeah. See? Connection. Finding children's book that censor main characters of color is really hard, especially after like the shift with the Trump administration and the banning of books and like all of that stuff.
Crazy.
Insane.
Crazy. How you want to ban a book?
Think about the fact that right now, and think about things that that you were talking about, like $8 million is being spent on literacy throughout the state.
On what? Where's the budget? I need to see the line items.
But you know what? And I think it's just not only like seeing the line items, but having access to who do you have at the table in the conversation.
Who is at the table? Because if Black and brown kids are at the bottom of the list, I hope it's Black and brown leaders that have a background in literacy, not just Black and brown leaders because they're Black and brown, but like educated people that understand the educational system is making decisions for our kids. Because at the end of the day, those are the ones that are going to lead everything when we get older.
Yeah, I think that's so important. And then also like access to those things. So you can see it on the newspaper, but like if you have, there are a number, I'm not the only literacy initiative within the state. There are a number of us. Then how are you then tapping into what already exists and not creating a whole new wheel, and making sure that the people that are already doing are being supported in order to develop and scale, that already have relationships with the schools, already have relationships with the students, like allow us to be a part of that conversation, allow teachers to be a part of the conversations. I did see
allow teachers. Why are the teachers not a part of the conversation?
And not in the way they should. And then we wonder why the retention rate is so low.
Yeah.
We wonder why it is that people want to switch out of teaching or like struggle to have the motivation to stay. And it's like, how are we then allowing space and opportunity for the educators to really make the impact they can? Nobody knows how better to to help with literacy than the people in the classroom. Nobody knows better what the problems they're having than the teachers in the classroom. For you, when it comes to like literacy and education and things like that, what are some like 2 to 3 like major questions that you have or major things that you would love to see answered?
I think that I would love to see more of, to me, it needs to be a holistic approach because having worked in schools, having worked in community centers, a lot of parents can't read. Like, I don't want to keep bringing up Bush, but I feel like a lot of parents can't read. And so it's hard for you to help your child with something. Like, my thing has always been math and science. Like, I'm just a math and science girly and I like marketing. When it comes to English and language arts, like, I'll read a book, but history is just not my lane. So when he needs help with history, I call my dad. Like, you really have to have a village, but everybody doesn't have a village. And I've worked in shelters, I've worked in social services. People don't always have like that support system.
The thing that you said was it takes a village. And I would say with Read and Represent, like that's a huge part of it too. That's why we lean on community. So it's not just a teacher that's getting all the this is what you have to do. And it's not just the parent getting this is all what you have to do. Because so often it's that dichotomy. Teacher, parent, it's your fault. But really leaning on the entire village and the people within our community to help foster that. And then we have resources that we share on Instagram, tips and tricks, on our newsletter, tips and tricks, reading skills, book lists. Like, I don't know, my child is this age. What book should I buy? My child likes this. What's this? This is the time of year it is. And just to take some of that onus building and being the gap between the school, between teachers and what they're able to do, and then between parents too and what they're able to do. So really like squeezing into that gap.
How can people support Read and Represent?
Anybody's interested in supporting Read and Represent, become a volunteer. That's huge. The more students, the more people that we have in front of our kids, the better. Representation is huge. So from all walks of life. Our volunteers are young professionals. Some are engineers. Some own their own business. Some are yoga instructors. There's just so many different ways that you can enter the classroom, and our students deserve to see all of it. So come through. Also, prize donations go a huge way. So we give prizes out every time the students read, and that adds up. So if anybody wants to donate some prizes,
like what? Like what kind of prizes?
So we have. Let me see if I have some prizes. I do. So they're all different things. From stickers to bookmarks.
Not the little brown people on the stickers.
Yeah. Well, this one isn't, but yes, we do have some with the brown people. We got some pencils.
Like little trinkets.
Little trinkets. Yep.
Okay.
And they're reading, they get some prizes. They answer questions correctly, they get prizes, or just like anything like that. And it really helps with the joy factor of the experience.
Yeah.
When we have people come into the classroom. So that's huge. And then my freedom dream would be to connect with some VOTEC schools, some vocational schools where they have education programs, so I could connect with the future teachers and kind of bring them into this charge at a younger age and expose them to literacy development and some in-person immersion experiences as well.
That's awesome. How can they find out more information?
We are on Instagram at Read and Represent.
Well, Brittany, I thank you so much for your time today.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
We got to get some books. I'm going to find me a little sponsor so we can get some books.
Yes, donate the books. I have a mobile library, so it's always growing. We take donations. There's an Amazon wish list as well, but looking to curate the book list for next year.
So. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.